I scrape the crap out of my knees. I just don't.
How about the crossbar?
I ride a bike now and I don't. On my motorcycle I do. I'm going 65 miles an hour. On a bike, if I fall off, I'm gonna tumble in the grass and roll in the ditch. I'm not gonna get hurt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I've seen a lot of road biking accidents, and I disagree with that.
I don't buy it. That's all looks. That's all looks with the tight shorts and all. That's all looks. It is. There's nobody in this community that is an Olympic style biker. And that's
Not
what those
Olympic.
outfits are for.
No, I disagree. I mean, as somebody that
What do you
came
wear
from-
them for?
Cause I look good.
To
Well,
streamline so you go faster?
Yes,
And then
I'll
do
tell-
they shave their head too?
I'll tell you why. Because when you ride competitively on a road bike, and yes, you can be competitive without being in the Olympics, because a group of guys might be really fast, and if,
There's a generation.
well, you're right.
That's a generation.
It's not a generational thing. There are 70-year-olds in Tucson, Arizona that can ride really fast.
There was cycling when I was a kid, and they didn't do that.
But they do now, and
Yeah, I
they
know.
crush the people at
That
that
was a
point.
movie with the kid that was racing.
But anyway,
Remember that
we're
way
getting
back?
we're getting away from it, and this is the part of the point that I want to make is what I have heard is not two
Can't
guys
remember the name of that?
that want to invest another $1.15 million after we spend the first $250. So let's do something that we can do. Take the rest of the money, put that toward the garage, put that to rest, then we have 2 projects done.
Speaking of which,
Yes. Are there any flaws in that anybody can?
do you or do you not have a drawing of this garage?
Yes,
Where would one get a copy of that?
in the office, in Courtney's office. Behind her desk in the corner.
The updated drawing,
It's the same drawing as it was the last time, except for the, yeah.
he doesn't have the police portion off the drawing yet.
No. Nope,
Still
nobody
on.
told him to take it off. No, what you guys told me to take off was, the other end that you put on, the storage plan. Yeah. That's the only thing you guys told me to take off. Oh, you were in there when he came, were you there when he came? Yeah, the only thing's off, Bill was there when he came. Yeah, I told you guys you came when we had.
Well,
to
he's
go.
waiting to find out what we wanna do.
Jason, you're right. We're not gonna get $1.5 million in the next year. But should we or should we not look for the future instead of looking for tomorrow? What's the proper way to go here?
The future and tomorrow or the future?
Short-term versus long-term future.
Spring versus
Yeah.
marathon.
What do you think?
Took me a minute.
Like I said, we put $300,000 into the central property. In 25 years from now, a group of people say, well, let's build a park. You've got no footprint.
I think, and I've been talking about parks the whole time I've been here because I think it's something missing. I don't think we put the 300 toward that. I think we put the 150, whatever it would require.
But you
to
won't
put
get it
the-
done for that.
150.
You're gonna have 150 in the parking lot.
I think the
You're
parking
gonna
lot
have
would be the last
150.
thing to address, really.
I think the parking lot's like one of the first things that needs to be addressed.
It's like Rex is talking about. I mean, I parked on gravel when I was a kid. We can park on gravel
That's
today.
worse than gravel.
It's pretty bad,
It's
but
very bad. So it needs,
The garage, what do you want the police off of the garage now? What
I
do you-
thought
what do you
that's what
want?
Tim
I
was
talked to
doing.
him today, and he says, with the money we have allocated towards it, that might have to be done. is
Well,
Add the, police section, later.
The building we have in storage is 40 by 60. I priced a 40 by 60 through Carter Lumber just for material. It's just under 31,000 for a 40 by 60 building only. That's the whole building, no cement floor, just what we have at storage. Which will get all of our stuff out of storage, our 2 machines outside, undercover.
Plus labor to construct it, plus labor.
I've called a couple people and I haven't got anybody to give me a price back yet to put it up. But it's just
Well,
under, Just under 31,000 for the bill, for the material for the 40x60 building.
Menards has 11% back refund.
What's that?
Menards has their 11% going on right now.
Right.
So you can get your materials a
Yep.
little cheaper.
Everything in the store, 11%.
Yeah.
To go by.
So,
Just trying to help.
To go
You
by,
guys are,
to go back and
guys are
spend
interested, we'll add you to the list.
Huh?
That's the next
That's the
step.
biggest
She
sham
has
I've
a
ever
packet,
seen in
so
my
they can
life.
stop by.
Oh, you gotta go, yeah, you gotta.
Yeah,
They're
they can
pretty
go
dark
back and
stuff
spend
up there.
theirs.
Yeah.
You should.
Yes, we do.
They can stop by, Township office.
Yes.
So, I'm one trustee, and I'll tell you where I'm at with this thing. It's the same thing that I told, Jimmy Latimer, I don't know if any of you know Jim, at the last meeting. I told Jim that it's hard for us to make a decision with 6 people in a room. Because I shouldn't make this decision based on 6 people, I should make this decision based on about 10,000 people, not 6. The problem that we have is getting input from this community on what direction they want us to go, because here's what I'm gonna tell you. If we go down to the central property, we invest that money in that property, and we do the best we can with it there, probably 30% of the people are gonna be happy with that, the other 70% wanna strangle us. If we go out here and start the project out here, 30% of the people are gonna applaud us, 70% of the people are gonna wanna strangle us. If we do nothing, 50% of the people wanna strangle us. So we're in kind of a bad spot, and it's hard for me to gauge what we should do.
But that 30 grand's been spent, right, on the planning? So
That-
that's already, that's water on the bridge.
That's what it is.
But regardless of which decision you make, that money's
Yep.
already spent, you're not getting it back.
Yep.
Okay?
Now, keep in mind, when we started down this park thing with this ARP money, the cost to build the concession stand was probably half of what it is now.
Yeah.
The cost of everything was half of what it is now. I mean, let's face it, everything's up 30-40% across the board, so.
I looked into a prefab one, you know, and I thought, well, you could save money there, cause I think City of Niles did that. And when I checked into it, you know, the initial cost of the prefab is cheaper, but by the time you bring a crane in, take it off the bed of the truck and set it on footers and block, you're higher than if you had a crew out there building from ground up.
But getting back to your point about community and how we don't have community, how do you build community? You get a community to help build this park,
I don't disagree.
if we can do that.
I don't
Whether or not we can
disagree.
get people off their butts to do that's
You know-
one thing, but
Rotary did something probably, what, year and a half,
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years now, where they did a thing out at the stadium one night. Rotary members, I don't know if either one of you guys made it up to that. They shot some fireworks off, had a band out there. They read names of people in our community we lost due to COVID and things like that. It was a nice turnout. And it was the first time that I had seen our community kind of gather since the St. Williams Festival.
yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, and I refer to that a lot, but when I was a kid, that was Champions function, was St. Williams Festival. Everybody went to that festival. You ran into people you hadn't seen all winter. It was early June, it was always in June, right?
Yeah,
Sure
Father's Day,
was.
Middle-
it was always Father's Day weekend.
And always
Middle of
rain.
June, yeah, something like that, so you had people been cooped up all winter, and the weather was finally gotten nice, and everybody came out to that thing, and they supported the church, and they bought the food, and it was a nice thing for the community, it really was. That ended, when that ended, we lost a lot when it came to that, I'm telling
We're
you, we
getting
lost a lot.
increased, so.
So,
I don't think you're getting that back, though.
no, you're not gonna get it back,
I
but
know.
the point is, that's,
Trying
Yeah.
that we have talked about things like that, and, you know, we don't even have a place to do something like it. You go to Newton Falls, and they do their 4th of July thing, they got a place to do it. You go to Howland every weekend, they got something going on there.
Cortland.
Yeah, Cortland got their street fair.
Something's Scott.
Southern, everybody got something going on. Lordstown's got their apple
Yeah.
thing, people got Halloween stuff going on, and
Jamestown's
Champion
got
got
Summerfest.
nothing. We got nothing. And we don't even have a place to do something. So we said, let's do
Yeah.
where you wanna do it at. And we've talked to Courtney about this a couple times over different things. And,
We'll do it with the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
It's,
So, I mean, it's things like that, so I look at more than just a park and what a park is today. I kinda look at it and think, you know, maybe we're missing a bigger picture than just the park. Cause I'll tell you, the park was not my dream. I was drugged down this road by another trustee by the name of Brian Bogus, who was all about parks, nothing more. I mean, I love Brian, but if you went to Brian and said, here's the situation, we can build a park, but not have a fire department, or have a fire department, no park, Brian said, let it burn, build the park. I mean, he's about parks, isn't that right?
And that's why there's a mass exodus of.
So, that, you know, that was Brian's dream, and when it started, I would listen and just not understand. After 4 years of working with him, somewhere along the line it made sense, about, wait a minute, maybe Brian's right, maybe he's onto something, because he brings to light the situation that I speak of, where Jason walks his dog every night, but not with community. You know, the only thing left in this town that brings kids together are soccer, which brings families in, Little League Baseball, which is dying. I mean, Little League Baseball's, I gotta believe they gotta be hurt, because there's just not the activity down at those fields that there used to be. Soccer's the new thing, so I guess that's where we're at, but, yeah, we'll see. But we'll add you to the list.
Well, we'll get a packet, look that over, and, well,
we just started talking, so let's see,
yeah.
get the information and,
Yeah.
it's too big for us. The elephant's too big. Can always take smaller bites, right?
Smaller bite, one bite at a time. All right, we got anything else?
Anything else, gentlemen?
Do you have an executive?
No.
What's that?
Are you having an executive?
Do we need this thing?
No.
The
We did.
OPBA tasked out, April 7th at 10 a.m. to meet with them. Are you?
It's Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
we're at,
I didn't know, I thought you were having executive tonight to discuss that, and then
No,
pick a date.
there's really nothing to discuss until, you know, we have a chance to
Is that
weed out what's
public
important and what is just window dressing.
are you going to that OPBA thing?
What is it?
Police contract?
For what? We already got their list. They were supposed to, I thought you were gonna call them and get the list of, the stuff they were giving back.
They did send that,
You're gonna wait a while.
Well, they haven't got there yet.
they sent that, it's right there.
It's a blank piece of paper.
Huh?
It's a blank piece of paper.
Oh, no. Give them some ink pen, get plenty of pens in the drawer.
All right, thank you.
Meeting adjourned. Anybody make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Roll call.
Yep. Nice seeing you guys.